Glafiro and Solid Ghost is an Austin-based band seeking to spread their brand of music. Here's a snapshot of where they've been and where they are going.
It started off when I decided to move to Austin to begin with. It was a little scary because I didn't know anybody here. The city here was much bigger than when I came from. But once I got here, I said, you know, I want to have a band. So I looked online, I found music databases and stuff like that, and I actually came across Alex, and just shot in the dark. I said, hey man, I'm trying to make a band. You sound like a good drummer, you know, you want to get together. So.
And he basically just called me up, and I told him to come to a gig that I was playing. He came, he was a nice guy, you know, he seemed artistic and musical and a tad bit mysterious, so I was like, let's go for it. And that was about 4 or 5 months ago. Me and him practiced in a lonely, cold rehearsal room for about 3 months, and then we picked up Ariel. And
it was kind of a friend thing, but for the most part, I think we just had mutual ideas about what music should do, and what kind of music should be put out there, something a little less common. So.
All right. The moment I think I realized it was a good thing for me, and that I wanted to invest time and energy into, was when me and Glafiro realized that we knew certain obscure songs from like George Harrison and America and newer stuff as well. I thought that was interesting. A lot of people I know and have played with, only know a certain amount of songs. And basically when Ariel came in, he sold a shitload of tickets, and he brought our whole fan base, I guess, with him. And yeah, that was a moment we knew that we could do something actually and continue to get gigs.
Mostly, I guess on my part, I would just like to be able to get a lot of experience, or get as much experience as I possibly can, because we're only, everything seems so fleeting, especially like in a band when bands come and go, and there's so many bands that shouldn't even be bands. So I kind of want to be a part of something that's special, and that kind of is something that I have to judge for myself. I think the members, all of us, like the three of us, we have similar goals as far as what we want to accomplish. Get out there as much as possible, get as much exposure.
The thing I want to do with this band is just have people to share music with, and the fact that if other people listen to it and they vibe on it too, I mean, that's great. But for the most part, I guess it's just kind of a friend thing and a sharing thing and a growth thing musically.
I would like to see us accomplish something where we are friends, and something that like landmarks of our musical growth, and
to convey something not so much to other people but to myself. Music is always more of a personal thing to me ever since I was younger. If other people get into it, that's perfect. That's why most musicians do what they do. Just come with an open mind. I think that's the most important part, because you're not really going to find something that you immediately think that you've heard before, especially in a city like Austin. So,
I think we've made taken large steps and accomplished a lot already in a pretty small amount of time, especially in a city where there's so many other bands. And yeah, I don't know. I guess we've learned that a lot can happen, and when it happens smoothly, you don't really feel it. That there's no one person saying or making ultimatums about anything. We all dress the way we want, play the way we want, look the way we want. But when it comes to putting a song together, we all listen to each other.
I think, in all honesty, there isn't really any kind of message I have. I guess because the music is so personal to me, I kind of just leave it to everybody else to kind of get their own message. I mean, what one thing means to somebody else could be something entirely different to somebody else. So, I mean, there is no set in stone message other than maybe just to open your mind when you listen to it.